Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. One.
Working, man. Grind time, man. Strap season, man. Strap season, man.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Like and subscribe. Now, you've seen the clip at the beginning. The fight was literally just announced last week, and it was kind of prematurely announced by Kell Brook on his social media. Then Eddie Hearn the next day confirmed it, like the deal's in place, and we're coming with the official announcement. Now everybody knows Brook versus Spence, May 20th, in Brook's backyard, Sheffield, UK. Great fight. Really a good fight. And you just seen the clip. Errol Spence is already training. The man is already working. And I have no choice but to respect that. This is his big moment. This is his big #man-down opportunity. It's a title shot. He posted something. I think he said he's like 22 fights in, or he posted his first pro debut knockout. And he says the time has finally come, basically, after 22 fights or X amount of fights. Now I'm getting my title shot. And you already see him training. It's a good fight, man. Very good fight. And I think he has a lot of momentum. He beat Algieri and he beat the Bundus better than the other big names that have fought him, the Keith Thurmans, the Ruslan Provodnikov. And I interviewed Chris Algieri recently, and he told me that Ruslan Provodnikov hits harder than anybody. Pacquiao, Errol Spence. So, I mean, you look at it, Ruslan didn't stop him. So, even if that's true, which I don't know, but according to Chris Algieri, it's true. The video is on my page. But the thing is, Errol was able to put it all together and stop him. So, like, I mean, it might be true. I don't know. I've never been punched by Ruslan or Errol Spence Jr. But that's the thing. Boxing is not just about single shot power. Unless you knock the person out flush, then obviously that's where it comes into factor. So you could be hitting hard, but you can't put a value on heart. Like if someone has heart and you're one-dimensional, like Ruslan Provodnikov, and I like watching Ruslan Provodnikov, but I mean he's pretty one-dimensional. No defense, comes straight in. At the end of the fight, he's pissing blood, and his eye looks all bashed up, and his face looks like it went in a meat grinder. That's his style. You know what I mean? It's entertaining for the fans, but it just goes to show you, just like Errol Spence Jr. said regarding Pacquiao. Pacquiao's a great fighter, Hall of Famer, lacks fundamentals. You know what I mean? But Pacquiao's a little bit different than Ruslan because even though he lacks fundamentals, he especially in his prime, is like on a Roy Jones level where his athleticism and awkwardness, it didn't matter what he was lacking because he would still be able to pull the trigger. You know, I believe my aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? He was able to still put a beating on you, you know what I mean, or knock you out like Ricky Hatton and stuff like that. So it worked to his favor. Ruslan Provodnikov just comes at a straight line, has power. If he gets you hurt, then he's you know what I mean, he's gonna go for the kill. He's tough. He definitely has a chin. He can take a punch. No one stopped him. But he's more one-dimensional, and that goes to show you something. If Chris Algieri is saying, hey, guy A, Ruslan Provodnikov, hits harder than guy B, Errol Spence Jr., you have to wonder, why was Errol Spence Jr. able to knock him down multiple times, just like Ruslan knocked him down, I think, twice. I think Spence might have knocked him down 3 times, and then the third was a stoppage. So he actually was able to put it all together and get the official stoppage versus Ruslan. He let Chris Algieri back in the fight, and Chris won a split decision. These are important things, and that goes to show you skills pay the bills. It's not just about single shot. It's about being able to finish your opponent when you get him hurt, but also being responsible. You've seen Juan Manuel Marquez versus Pacquiao. Pacquiao was clearly winning rounds 5 and 6, but he got knocked out in round 6 because, I believe, the aggressiveness. You know what I mean? He was too aggressive and got too reckless against a guy that he shouldn't have been reckless with. You know Marquez. You know what he brings to the table. You know he's a good counterpuncher. You know he has power. Marquez has an underrated knockout percentage. I think he has like 56 knockouts. I don't know how many it is, but he got a lot. You know what I'm saying? And like the Casamayors, Catsitas, and Marquez can thump. And he knows Pacquiao. So I like this behavior, man, from Errol Spence Jr. He win, lose, or draw. Some people keep saying, "Oh, you love Errol." Like I like what's right for boxing, and I think people like Errol Spence is good for boxing. You know what I mean? He doesn't necessarily boast the most, but he's not no punk either. He will speak when he feels he needs to. Kind of like a Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia doesn't always do the trash talking, but he ain't no punk. He ain't gonna let you just punk him. You know what I mean? When Keith Thurman was in his backyard talking shit, he was talking shit back. Philly, you want me to fuck this guy up? Make some noise. I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta watch for the silent ones, the silent killers. Errol Spence, cool dude, pretty humble. Shout out to Kell Brook for taking the fight. It took a while, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm glad it's happening. He has a hometown advantage, and Errol Spence is basically saying there shouldn't be no excuses. Like, after I beat you, which he's planning on doing, which it remains to be seen, but he says after that point, there can't be no excuses about, oh no, he wasn't ready. Like, so you can't always, I didn't hold up, or oh no, he wasn't ready, he couldn't make the weight. Like, he chose to take it, and he said, I'm giving the fans what they want. It's a fair and square. There's no catch weights. He actually has, you know what I mean? You can look at it in different ways. Kell Brook does bring some advantages. He has a better resume, even if he lost. He fought Golovkin, who is considered the best middleweight. You know what I mean? Some people are even putting him on the pound for pound list, and he did it 2 divisions higher. So even though he lost the fight, got stopped or whatever, it's still great experience. Now you know, like, oh, I did this wrong, or you showed yourself you can at least hang with the guy that other people couldn't hang with for 2 rounds. Like Dominique Wade, he got blown out in 2 rounds, and he did nothing. He was at least rocking Triple G's head up, and some people were like, wow, that's Triple G's toughest test. He was launching some serious uppercuts and stuff. He exposed Triple G, so that still should be a confidence builder. Just like, hey man, I just wasn't big enough, and I had the eye injury, so that's why I didn't win. But he was holding his own, so it is what it is. Plus Sean Porter, that's better than Algieri or Bundu or the guy that Danny Garcia just fought, the Samuel Vargas guy. So I mean, Kell Brook does have some advantages here, right? Experience, a lot of times played. What if Errol Spence gets jittery all of a sudden last minute in the UK? I mean, even though he's an Olympian, he's traveled before, you never know. It's his first title shot. He's been wanting it. You've seen it. And I keep using this comparison, but it serves so many purposes because it's very parallel and it's very synonymous with this situation. And that's Julian Williams was doing the same thing. He was like, come on, fight me, Charlo. Both of y'all are some turkeys. Fight me, turkey. And he was calling him out, ready for his opportunity. And he came up short and got stopped by him. So, you know what I mean? You could be young, hungry, but experience plays a part. Jamal had already been in there with Cornelius Bundridge and Austin Trout by the time he fought him. And that experience plays dividends sometimes. So, I'm just glad the fight's happening. It's a good fight, and I'm glad to see that Errol Spence is taking it serious, which he should. It's his first title shot. Sometimes these opportunities don't come around because who knows? I don't even know what's up with J-Rock right now. You know what I mean? He's probably taking some time off, building his confidence back, and, you know what I mean, resting with his family or whatever. But if there was a lot of people like siding, like, oh, this guy's gonna beat this guy, and you come up short, that's not a good feeling. I mean, anybody, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that. So it's an important fight for Errol Spence because this is what he keeps saying, man down. He's putting pressure on himself too. Fans are putting the pressure on him too. And Floyd Mayweather, he's saying, oh, people are ducking him. So it is pressure on both sides to me. Let me know what you guys think. Great fight. Glad to see Errol Spence is already training. Let me know who wins this fight. How's it play out? Stoppage, decision. And I can tell by every video I've done about this, since the fight's been announced, people are split. Some people are saying Errol easy, Errol knockout. Some people are saying Kell Brook knockout. Some people Kell decision. So that's how you know the mark of a good fight, because at the end of the day, if it wasn't a good fight, the people wouldn't be split. It would be all one-sided. But I like the tenacity. I like the patience of an Errol Spence Jr. He just had another child, so shout out to that. He has more motivation to do well, to train right, you know what I mean, to provide for his family. And you got to give that props. Fighting in someone else's backyard. And I'm not trying to, I used to live in England, so you guys can say whatever you want about me, but I love the UK. But I on my channel, I do what I want. No one pays my bills. and I keep it a buck, and I tell how I truly and honestly feel. And even though I lived in England, I have a lot of respect. British fans have been great lately in boxing, very supportive, very loyal. But when it comes to refereeing, when it comes to UK commentary, and when it comes to UK judging, it doesn't always get it right. And that could, you know what I mean? What if this fight is tooth and nail? Who do you think they're going to go with? The champion that happens to be from there? So, you know what I mean? It's a risky fight that Errol's taking him overseas, because I thought Andre Durrell beat Carl Froch, and then they were like, nope. I thought what's the ref? He be messing up sometimes. The Harold or Harry, I forgot his name. The one from the Carl Froch George Groves one. He be making some dumbass decisions as a referee sometimes to me, like him stopping the fight prematurely in that first fight. So you got to watch that. What if Errol Spence gets in trouble like that, and then the hometown fighter is like, oh, and just waves it off? You got to think about all that. Hometown advantage is big. You look at Lamont Peterson, Amir Khan. That fight could have went either way, a lot of people thought, and Khan got deducted 2 points, and he was the champion. So, you know what I mean? Maybe if it was a referee in Las Vegas, maybe they wouldn't have deducted 2 points and Amir Khan would have won. So you never know, especially traveling, especially in places like the UK, Texas, places that have been known to, like, just listen to UK commentary. They big up, oh, Lee Selby, he's a next Mayweather, the Welsh Mayweather. Like, they're just going in, like, you know what I mean? And they'll sometimes call the fight for their fighter pretty one-sided. Like, because I be watching UK fights sometimes, and they'll make it like the UK fighter's killing, and they're not really setting it up, and then all of a sudden the UK fighter gets knocked out or something. And it's like they didn't see it coming because they were too busy, like, celebrating, and sometimes that's how the loyalty runs. So Errol has to be convincing in his win, and that's something you have to consider. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.